don't look like what I've been through. Now, if it wouldn't hurt you, you hadn't been talking about the person you're sitting next to. Look at them and tell them, I don't look like what I've been through. If we were to be honest with ourselves tonight, 2008 gave some of us a real raw deal. In 2008, some of us had it hard. Some of us had it rough. And if the truth be told, a whole lot of us really didn't know if we were going to make it. In 2008, somebody went through cancer. And if you look at the way you look now, can't nobody tell that you went through cancer. Or you went through chemo and you lost your hair and you lost weight. But if we look at you now, you don't look like what you've been through. Do I got a witness in the house tonight? That if we want to be honest with ourselves, somebody went through all 2008, didn't have a job, and then look at you, you don't look like you missed a meal. You just don't look like what you've been through. But we got to be honest with ourselves. The one thing that holds us together, one thing that binds us together when we go through tough times is knowing who God is. You see, when you got a relationship with God, you can take what most folk can't take. You can be like that little time after said, you can take a licking and keep on ticking. That's the way church folk got to be. I don't look like what I've been through. If we had a chance to pass this microphone around tonight, we would get a whole lot of comments from a whole lot of people telling us that Reverend Walker last week, I was in the hospital, they had tubes running all through me, but tonight you don't look like it. You spent one day in the hospital. On Sunday, Tony came up and told us that he had a bad heart. But the way he played that guitar, you just can't tell. He got a bad heart. He don't look like what he's been through. Our first testimony tonight came from a lady who said she'd been on drugs and been on for 4 years. But when you look at her, she just don't look like it. All right now. Oh, talk to me, somebody. I don't look like what I've been through. In our text tonight, we deal with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You know the story. You heard about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The Bible said that King Nebuchadnezzar made a golden image, and he said that this is what I want. When you hear the music, I want everybody to bow down to my God. But I stopped by to tell you tonight, you ain't got to dance to the music of the word. Just because Georgia lottery is legal, that don't mean you got to play. I knew I'm going to give an amen on that one. King Nebuchadnezzar said, so when you hear the music, I want everybody to bow down. You better read the Bible. The Bible said that he played the music and everybody bowed, but Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The Bible said that the officers came to Nebuchadnezzar and said, oh, King, live forever. You got these 3 Hebrew boys that you done put over us. And King, they don't worship your God, no, they worship your image because you played the music, King, and they hadn't bowed. The Bible said King Nebuchadnezzar became enraged, and he summoned for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The Bible said that they sent for him, and they came. And King Nebuchadnezzar said, now Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I like you. Yeah, y'all boys, you've been pretty good, but maybe you didn't hear the music, so I'm going to help play the music again. And when you get ready, go ahead and bow. The Bible said that they played the music again, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego still didn't bow. My question to you tonight, what are you bowing to? Somebody here tonight, you're bowing to alcohol. Somebody here tonight, you're bowing to crack cocaine. Somebody here tonight, you're bound to lust addiction. What is it that you're bowing to? You got to understand that God wants us to bow to him. He made us to worship him. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said, oh, King, we're not careful to answer you in this matter. But the God who we serve is able to deliver us from that furnace hand, your hand. My question to you tonight, do you know anything about your God? God who we serve is able to deliver us from your hand. And what I like about it, they say even if he don't, he can. My question to you tonight is that if God don't answer your prayer, can you keep serving? If God don't heal your body, can you keep praising him? If God don't raise your mama off her sick bed, can you still worship him? If God don't give you a job by this time next week, will you give up or will you serve him? They say even if he don't, we're going to serve him anyhow. The Bible said Nebuchadnezzar got mad. He became furious and raged and had him turn the furnace up 7 times hotter. The Bible said that those who threw them in got burned up themselves. And there are some theologians and there are some scholars who say that the fire really wasn't fire. I took this class and this instructor said what God did, he deoxygenated the fire. In other words, he took the heat out the fire. No, that ain't what the Bible said. The fire was hot because the men who threw them in got burned up. But you got to understand that whatever you're going through tonight, whatever you went through in 08, God was waiting on you to get there. God was in it with you all the way. Prove it, Reverend Walker, I think I will. The Bible said that King Nebuchadnezzar, go with me around about verse 22. The Bible said King Nebuchadnezzar went to the furnace and he looked in and said, wait a minute. I see folk. That tells me that God was in the fire waiting on us to get that. Come on in here, boys. I'm ready. Come on in. I got your back. So tonight, whatever you're going through, God is with you. God got your back. You don't look like what you've been through. Verse 25 says he looked and said, I see folk. Men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed. Watch this. They put them in there all tied up. Tonight, somebody came to Mount Gilead. You understand where I'm going with it. Somebody left home all tied up. But tonight, you're going to go back untied. You're going to go back loose. Tonight is the night that God's going to loose you. The Bible said that it was untied and unharmed. Somebody came in here tonight. Hey, somebody hurt your feelings. Somebody said something to you and you just don't know how you going to take it. So somebody gave you a phone call and just told you off and it just hurt your little feeling. Well, tonight you going to go back not caring or what nobody said about you. You don't look like what you've been through. A whole lot of us in here tonight today went through hell. But to look at you, you can't tell it. I'm going to tell you what I'm always amazed about. There are some folks who ain't went through nothing. And look like they've been dragged through the mud. Can I say it like I really want to say it? There are some folks that ain't been through that and look like they've been through hell and back. But when it comes down to children of God, we can go through a whole lot and still come to church on Sunday morning. Hey! How you doing? Hey! I'm talking about when you've been through something, you can keep your head up. When you can go through something, keep a smile on your face. Because you know that this too, y'all must have been through something on this side. When you can lose your job and still come to church, foot loose and fancy free, child, you be sharp and church will be saying, did Minister Brown lose her job? But she still sharp and straight. I'm talking, you don't look like what you've been through. 2008, some of y'all went through hard times. You didn't know how you were going to make it. You had bills, you didn't know how they were going to get paid. There were days you went and you didn't know if you were going to eat another meal. But look at you now, you don't look like what you've been through. Somebody came into church and you were expecting comfort and you got hurt. Up in the church by so-called sanctified church folk. But when I look at you tonight, I can't tell you ever been hurt. I can't tell you ever left the church. You don't look like it.